Alrighty, here's part 2. So this is for if you had trouble with question 6 on the practice quiz. Okay, because that was making a fraction and then finding a percentage. Alright, so remember, if they're asking for what percentage of students brought their lunch, you first have to find what fraction of students brought their lunch. Okay, so here, if I ask for what fraction of students brought their lunch, okay, the fraction is always going to be your total at the bottom over the actual number of whatever they asked, right? Percentage brought their lunch, so the number of people that brought their lunch. Here, the total is 120 students, right? Then how many people brought their lunch? That's the percentage. Well, 30 people brought their lunch. There's your fraction. After we do this, we know we can turn a fraction into a percentage, okay? So I'm going to simplify this firstly because I'm going to have to divide and I don't want to do that, right? Then if I have this, I can divide this again by 3. Divide by 3. I get 1/4. Okay, now you have two options. One, you could know 1/4 is 25%. Okay, because that's 1/4 of 100%. Or you can do the division way, right, where I literally do top divided by bottom. That's not top divided by bottom. Don't do that. Don't do that on the quiz. Okay. Top divided by bottom. There we go. 4 doesn't fit into 1, so decimal, decimal. 4 does fit into 10, 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract 2. I need another 0. 4 into 20 happens 5 times. Then I get exactly 20, so I'm finished. I have my decimal. To turn my decimal into a percentage, I multiply by 100. Or I use the shortcut of moving my decimal place 2 times to the right. So I end up with 25%. Okay. Next, Sarah read 18 out of the 60 pages in her book. What percentage of the book has she read? So first, we need to find what fraction of the book has she read. She's read 18 pages out of the total of 60 pages. Okay, so again, if you're looking for a fraction, what actual part of the book has she read? 18 pages. The total is 60. That goes on the bottom. Now we simplify because I don't want to do 18 divided by 60. So I can divide both by 2. So I'm going to do that. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 30 is 60 divided by 2. So can't simplify. Oh, no, I can. I can simplify this by 3 again. So I'm going to divide by 3. Divide by 3. Oh, 3/10. That's easy. So either you can say, I know that's 30%. Or you can, what is it called? You can make an equivalent fraction out of 100. So 3 times 10 equals, to get from 10 to 100, it's times 10. So here would also be times 10. 3 times 10, 3 times 10 is 30. And then that's automatically, something out of 100 is automatically 30%, okay? Or you can do the last way, which is the way that always works. Top divided by bottom. 10 doesn't fit into 3, decimal, decimal. 10 fits into 30 3 times. Multiply, get 0. Then I have to multiply that by 100 or move my decimal 2 times to the right to get a percentage. So I end up with 30%. And don't forget this. You need to answer these in a sentence, okay? So maybe I will do that. I'm gonna answer it here, and I need to do that for the previous one too. Okay, so what percentage of students brought their lunch? Say 25% of students brought their lunch. Okay, so here you would say 30 she has read, Sarah has read 30%. Okay. All right, a box contains 48 pencils and 12 of them are mechanical. What percentage of the pencils are mechanical? Okay, so first we need to find what fraction of the pencils are mechanical. So fraction is going to be how many mechanical is 12. How many in total? 48. There's my fraction. I'm going to simplify. This turns into 1/4. Great, I know that's 25%. Okay, or again, you can do the 1 divided by 4. You can even do 48, not 48, that's the wrong one. Give me a second. You can do top divided by bottom from the beginning, but that also means you have to have good multiplication and division skills, right? I can do this right away. 48 doesn't fit into 12. It fits into 22 times. And that's going to be 96. I subtract, right? That's a 2. Bring down my 0. And then that would fit 5 times. So you multiply, you get this, okay? So that's why I don't want to do that. You need to be pretty good at this. If I do this, doesn't fit, decimal, decimal, fits into 10 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract, get a 2. Bring down the 0. 4 into 20 5 times. There's my decimal. Then to turn my decimal into a percentage, you multiply by 100 or move the decimal 2 places to the right, which is 25%. Okay, so, changed color. There you go. So I would say 25% of pencils are mechanical. Okay, next. Out of 90 tickets sold for school play, 27 were sold on opening day. What percentage of tickets have not yet been sold? Okay, here's where we have 2 options. We need to find the percentage of tickets that have not been sold. They didn't tell us how many weren't sold. So you can either find the fraction of tickets that have not yet been sold, or you can do you find the percentage of the tickets that have been sold, and then you do 100 minus that. So we're going to do both, okay? So first version, I'm going to do fraction of not sold, okay? So that's not sold is going to be 90 minus 27, and then there's 90 in total, right? So 90 minus 27 is going to be 63 tickets. So this is the fraction not sold. Okay, now I can turn that into my decimal. Okay, I'm going to simplify this more. I know I can divide both of these by 9, so that turns into 7/10. Okay, that's easy. That's 0.7 as a decimal. And then that is, again, just 70%. Okay, so 70% have not yet been sold. Haven't been sold yet. Okay, other one. I can find the fraction that were sold. So if my fraction sold is equal to how many were actually sold over the total number of available tickets. Okay, I'm going to simplify that. I can divide both by 9. Okay, and so I know this is equal to 0.3, which is equal to 30%. Okay, so this is percent not sold. Okay, so now I need to find what percentage, no, okay, hold on, no, backtrack. This is the percentage sold. This is percentage sold. So now to find the percentage not sold, okay, percentage not sold, all you have to do, remember, the total, the original number is always 100%. So you just do 100% minus 30%, right? Which is going to be 70%. Okay? So total minus sold equals not sold. Okay, so that's the same, you get the same answer there. Okay. Next, Liam scored 42 points out of a possible 84 on a quiz. What percentage did he earn? So first we're going to find the fraction that he earned. Okay, so fraction that he earned, there were total 84 points. He earned 42 points. Okay, so again, fraction, earned over total, that's our fraction. I can simplify that. I'm going to divide it by 7 because I know both of these are my 7 times tables. Okay, I get this. Oh, look, it's a half. So I either can say, I know that's 50%. Or you can do 1 divided by 2, which is, doesn't fit, and then it's 0.5. Okay, and then times 100, which is the same as moving your decimal place 2 times. You have an extra 0, 50%. Okay, so your answer is Liam earned 50%. Alrighty, next, a wildlife group, not a wild group. A wildlife group counted 25 red birds out of total 100 birds at the park. What percent are not red? Okay, so you have 2 options again. You can either do 25, so this is red birds. Okay, 25 out of 100, which I know is going to be 25%, right? Because anytime it's over 100, it's percent. So not red is going to be equal to total percent minus the red percent, which is equal to 75%. Okay. The other way you can do it, you can do fraction of not red birds. Okay, so how many birds are not red? Well, there's 100 in total, so it's going to be 100 minus 25 over the total of 100. 100 minus 25 is 75. Okay, and again, if it's over 100, that's the percentage. Ta-da! Okay, you could also, you'd be creating more work for yourself, but you could simplify that, which then you could also just be like, I know that's 75%. Or you can do the, what's it called? Top divide by bottom. Okay. Multiply, subtract 0, 75. Okay, and then times 100, just bloop bloop, equals 75%. All right, so I need my statement. I would say 75% of birds are not red. Okay. Okay, Maria completed 15 out of her 75 word problems. What percentage does she have left? Okay. We have the completed problems. We don't want the completed problems. So again, there's 2 ways to do it. 1, I can do fraction of completed. Okay, completed is this much. Okay, so I can find the percentage of that. I'm going to divide both by 5. and then I can divide both by 3. Okay, and then I can either say I know 1/5 is 20%, or I can do 1 divided by 5. Okay, so that's 0.2 times 100 equals, again, 20%. Okay, and then I have to do total minus completed equals 80% left. Okay. Okay. On the other hand, I can do fraction not completed. All right, so what fraction did she not complete? That's going to be the total minus what she hasn't done, or what she has done. 75 minus 15 is 60. I know I can divide both of these by 15, but if you don't know, you can just do 5. Divide by 15 is 4/5, okay? So either you go, I know that's 80%, or you can do 4 divided by 5. Okay, that fits 8 times, easy, times 100, 1, 2, equals 80%. Okay, so that is, she has 80% of questions left. Should be 80% of the questions left. Oh, 3 more. Okay, sports camp. 18 of the 45 students chose basketball. What percentage chose basketball? Okay, so we need the fraction of people that chose basketball. That's going to be 18 out of 45, right? Number of people that chose basketball out of the total number of people. I'm going to simplify. Both of these are my 9 times tables, so I can divide it to 2/5. Okay. And then I have I have 3 options. One is, I know that's 40%. One of them is, you can turn this into an equivalent fraction out of 100. And so I know that's going to be times 20. My pen is malfunctioning. Okay, so that's going to be 40 out of 100, and that's how I know that's 40%, okay? Or I can do top divided by bottom, decimal, decimal, 4, okay, and then that times 100 is equal to 40% because I move the decimal bloop, bloop, that many times, okay? So I say 40% of students chose basketball. Okay, there we go. Number 9. A bakery made 64 cupcakes, 16% of them, 16 of them were chocolate. What percentage of the cupcakes were chocolate? Okay, another easy one. I just need to find the percentage of cupcakes that were chocolate. So I need the fraction of cupcakes that were chocolate. It's going to be 16 over 64, okay? Simplify, they're both in my 8 times tables. I get 2 over 8. I can simplify that again. I get 1 over 4. Either I know that's 25%. I can make an equivalent fraction out of 100 that allows me to know that's 25%. Or I can do top divided by bottom. Carry. And that also lets me know that that's 25%. Okay, times 100 equals 25%. 25% of the cupcakes were chocolate. Okay. During a fundraiser, the class collected 36 cans out of their goal of 120 cans. What percentage of their goal do they have left? So, we don't know what goal they have left yet. We do know what goal they have, or what goal they've accomplished. So, again, I have two options. I can do fraction complete, which is 36 out of 120, right? They've collected 36 cans out of their goal of 120. The total is at the bottom. If I simplify that, I can divide by 12, which is 3/10, which is then 0.3 or 30%. Okay. But that's not what they're asking. They want to know what I have left. So I can do 100% minus what they've done to get what they have left. Okay. So that means they have 70% left. The other way is I can make the fraction left. Okay. So there it's going to be 120 minus 36. That's going to be 84. That shouldn't be on the bottom though. That's my bad. Okay, so it's over total. 84 over 120. I can divide both by 12 again. That's 7/10, which is 0.7 or 70%. Okay, so therefore the class has 70% of their goal remaining. Okay. Ta-da!